Okay, so here I am. I'm sitting outside my garden, and I was thinking about sharing with you how I'm dealing with this waiting period. I got 6 months to get through this before I know, well, before I go back for my CT scan to find out if this thing that's living in me is growing. And, you know, you don't want to sit here and dwell on it, okay? You don't. It's always there in the back of the mind, right? But we all know that it's not good to just sit there and constantly think about what if, what if, what if, what if, what if. Yeah, what if? I mean, what are you going to do, right? Your life has to go on. You got people you got to take care of. You still got to pay your bills and so on and so forth, right? So how can you manage? And that's really what I'm trying to work through myself as we sit here and talk about this. So I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing as of right now. This could change over the course of the 6 months, and of course, if my situation changes in 6 months, it's definitely going to change. But see my tomatoes. Um, this right here, this garden is a salvation for me. Now this is just me. I like to garden. I don't like the ants. They have vicious ants here in Georgia, but for me it's therapeutic to get my hands dirty, to dig in the dirt, to watch things grow, to nurture them and see the literal fruits of my labor, right? But the reason why I bring that up is because everybody has something that they like to do. So that would be my first thing, is find out whatever it is that you like to do and do it, and make it an actual part of your life, something that's important to you right now, to get your mind off of whatever you're going through if you're in my situation, or take a break from the crap if you're in active treatment, because we know that's hard. So, what do you like to do? Do you like to knit or crochet? Or maybe you like to fish? Sorry about the noise. Do you want to go visit old friends and family? I'm going to be going to a family reunion in August, and they're all praying for me and want to see me, because I'm the one that's having the health issues right now, the major ones. So, just find something that you like, renew an old hobby, maybe something you haven't done in a long time. Sorry, I don't know what that truck is. I'm sorry it's loud. I hope you can hear me. It's a school bus. That is the loudest school bus I have ever seen in my life. But yeah, figure out what you like and do it, even if you haven't done it in a long time. Some people paint or do photography. This is natural light, so you get to see the sun going in and out behind the clouds. Find something to laugh about. Okay, they say laughter is the best medicine. Read things that are lighthearted. Watch a comedy. Read the comic strips. Look at funny things. Look for reasons to laugh, okay? Because laughter is good for you. And if you're not laughing, you're crying. And sometimes you are crying and laughing. But, which, if you want to cry, there's nothing wrong with crying. There's nothing wrong with it. This is life-changing. Even if the best case scenario comes out, it's still life-changing. And one of the things that I've said when I first found out what this was, is that I'm going to treat myself as if I have a chronic illness. So for instance, if I was a diabetic, I would be looking at my diet and my exercise, which is another thing I'm doing. I'm looking at what I put in my body. I'm not putting cigarettes in my body anymore, thank God. But I'm a little chubby. Okay, so it wouldn't hurt me to lose some weight. I get a lot of exercise. I'm fortunate in that my job is physical, so I do get a lot of exercise. But to be, just because of the nature that I do, and I know that for some people, working out isn't their thing, and that's okay. You don't have to do that, but put some kind of physical activity into your day every single day. 30 minutes. Clean your house, wash your car, mow your yard, garden. That's what I do. Take a walk in your neighborhood. Go to the pool. The summer's coming. You can go to the pool. Find out how much a membership is. That is one of those low impact exercises. So if you're in pain, you know, it's not going to be as strenuous as like pounding the concrete or, you know, lifting weights and things like that. But just go ahead and do something physical. Ride a bike, you know, do something, get up and move. And I tell you something, you know, as I'm going through things, especially my customers, because I am telling my customers what's going on, and more than once they have said to me, do you need to take the day off and go home? And I'm like, no, that is the last thing I need to do. And I'll tell you why. If I go home, I'm going to sit in my house, I'm going to feel sorry for myself, I'm going to mentally, because now I don't have to work and I haven't made any alternative plans, I'm just going to sit there and I'm going to dwell on what's going on in a negative way. That's not healthy for me. So I'm not letting people send me home unless they absolutely insist on it. But nobody has so far. I explained that to him. This is a distraction for me right now. If I can get through the day by doing what I'm supposed to do, I still need the money. You know what I mean? So it's not productive for me not to be working when I'm scheduled to work. So keep doing your job. As a matter of fact, what I've done, because it's not just my cleaning business, you also know I have this reselling business, which you're seeing a lot more videos about that than the cleaning business videos anymore, because prior to this, as I'm planning for my retirement, I know that I'm going to have to supplement that income, so I'm focusing on the reselling, because when I stop cleaning houses, I still want to resell. So I am doubling down on what I'm doing with my reselling business, because I know best case scenario, that's going to get me through my retirement. And let me know if you're interested and want to know what I'm doing about that, because I'm using the 12-week year kind of method to be more productive. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, put it down. I'll tell you what I'm doing, or maybe I'll show you my planner. It's a mess, but it works for me. Okay, so yeah, staying busy. And another thing is to look for things to be grateful for. There's always something good, and this has worked for me in the past when I've been going through hard times. I will focus on the things that bring me joy, that I'm grateful for, you know. And it doesn't have to be anything magnificent, huge. I'm grateful for my garden. I'm grateful that it's not raining right now, because I had expected it to be raining at this time, and it's beautiful right now. I'm grateful for a cup of coffee. I'm grateful that the wind's blowing. No. Okay, so you get what I'm saying? Keep a little journal, make a mental note, put a post-it note up somewhere. I put mine on Facebook. And the funny thing is, now that you know, some time has gone by, they pop up in my memories and I can remember it. And they go all the way back to when my best friend passed away. I started doing it before she died, and there was some things going on, other things besides her, but she was a big part of some things that I was mourning at the time, and they come back up, and sometimes it's kind of funny to look back and say, yeah, I still like that, that's still my favorite thing. Or like today, when I put it on there, I put on little kids being helpful to mom in the grocery store, because it was something I saw today. It was, you know, cute. This little girl who was only like 2 feet tall, she couldn't see over the basket, but she was helping mommy push her basket, you know, so she was being a good girl, and it brought me joy. She doesn't even know it, you know. So look for things to be grateful for. That's a good practice for anybody. And then try to find your spiritual self, whoever it is. I'm not going to tell somebody you have to do my religion or whatever. It's not really what this channel is about, and I have personal feelings on God that may not jive with everybody's religion, which is fine. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that I believe, even if you don't, we are all we are all spiritual beings on one level or another. And so look inside of yourself for your spirituality, try to connect to that, and give this pain and this suffering and the frustration of whatever you're feeling up to your God, and allow those around you who have some sort of faith to pray for you. There is comfort in knowing, even I hope for the atheists, I mean, maybe they think it's the same thing as psychobabble, but for me, knowing that I have people who care about me enough to pray for me, is reassuring. I believe in miracles. My girlfriend that I told you had passed away, she had cancer as a child, and all, you know, I was a kid, but the adults were communicating. So my mom would tell her friends, and we would put her on the prayer list at church, and there were people all over the country praying for this girl, and she managed to live. And my son-in-law recently lost his father, and he was telling me how amazing it was to get this kind of feedback as, you know, they were preparing for his death, how many people all over the country again were praying for his father and his family. So there is comfort that comes to that, for that. And so these are some of the things that I'm doing to manage my time, this limbo period that I'm in that sucks, okay? And that's another thing, acknowledge that it sucks. It does. There's no other way to say it. It's horrible. Like, you don't know. And there's lots of unanswered questions. Tons of unanswered questions, as a matter of fact. And that's why I'm doing this. The last thing I want to say is make a plan. And I'm working on mine, okay? But I have another friend, I told her what was going on, and she's like, all right, you know, because this was when I first found out. She says, what you need to do is look at worst case scenario and make a plan. Well, the interesting thing is, worst case scenario is I die, right? That would be the worst case scenario. Well, I had already made a plan. As soon as she said that, I was like, I've already done that. Last July, right before I quit smoking, as a matter of fact, I went to see my kids, and I told them what I wanted at the end of my life. And I told them I'm fine, right? Because I was at the time. I didn't know anything. 6 months later, I find out that I have a growth. Whatever. But now I have to work backwards, you know, depending on the severity of my illness and what I'm going to do as I progress closer and closer to the end of my life, what I want and don't want. And I need to communicate that to my family and let them know what to expect and make it easier for them. This is in general. This little tidbit right here, I mean, she said that to me not knowing that I had already made my end of life plans, but for your friends and your family, especially your family, the people who have to make those hard decisions, let them know what you want, make it very clear. Try to do it as soon as possible if you know what you want to do, so that they're not faced with making these really hard decisions while they're in an emotional state, because they do care about you, okay? They do care about you, and they want to do right by you and make sure that, you know, you've got the best possible care and the best possible plan for whatever other arrangements are important to you, whether it's your, you know, what happens to your body afterwards and all of these different things. It just makes it so much easier if they know now and not the day after you've passed away. Okay? So I don't want to end this on a icky note. How can I say this? Okay, so gosh, caught me off guard. Like, what can I do? Okay, I know what I can do. I can tell you so much how much it means to me when you comment on these videos, that it's encouraging me. And my reason for doing this is to encourage you. Okay, so if you're going through this, you don't have to comment anything. Just hit the like button. And I hate saying that. I don't even want to say that. But more so, if you're watching this and you know somebody who's going through this, share it with them, because there's not enough stuff on the internet to help people get through this crap. Okay? All right, so I'm done. I'm going to pull some weeds. It still hasn't looked like rain. I'm going to pull some weeds, and I will see you later. Bye.